From the compilation of articles by Rabbi Michael-ben-Pesach Portnaar. Explanation of the names Mitzapetz. At first, we need to know about the matter of the partsuf of hairs of Arichanpin. What this means. When I read it for the first time, I didn't understand it. I went through it several times, also in tests. I felt I didn't have enough purity, probably due to my intention to receive it correctly. Therefore, I'm asking you to be fully concentrated here. And this matter has already been explained in detail in Talmud Eser Chasferot, lesson 13. We'll see what this is. He does not say which part. Look at the charity of Yehuda Ashlag's soul. It's a divine soul. It's about what has been explained above, that despite the fact that the Gar of Ab can't stay in Arichanpin and in all other partsofim of Atzilut, nevertheless, they are obliged to appear in him in the beginning of the Zivug, and it's impossible that the Vak of Ab will reveal themselves without the revelation of Gar of Ab first. Clear? We have learned that the light never comes to the creation partially. The light comes in its whole, Gar and then Vak. We have learned this in the previous lessons. But they, Gar of Ab, immediately leave the Partsuf. They immediately disappear from the Partsuf. And this is because there are no Kilim in the Partsufim of Atzilut. Pay attention. That would be capable of embedding them, because these Gar are only attracted to the Malchut of the Tzimtzum Aleph, and this Malchut of the Tzimtzum Aleph is not revealed at all below the masculine of Atik. And as we know, and there is no light without Kli, and therefore they are obliged to immediately leave the Partsuf. Now, hear carefully what he's telling us. It's really great. And it is known that the matter of going out of lights only refers to the direct light of the level of Partsuf. But the Or Choser that is in her, in that level, which covers 10 Sferot of Or Yeshar, direct light, cannot go out from above, cannot leave that level because of its thickness, because it comes from the creation, from the Yesh Mi'ayin, existence out of nothingness. And the Din that are present in the Or Choser. And therefore, also, here only the direct light of the level Gar of Ab goes out. In the head we have both, Or Yeshar, that wants to enter the Partsuf, the head, and we have Or Choser, Malchut of the Rosh, that reflects the light. Do you hear what I'm saying? We have both, Or Yeshar as well as Or Choser. But when the light goes out, only Or Yeshar leaves. Then Or Choser remains in the head. Therefore he says, also here only the direct light of the level Gar of Ab goes out. But his Or Choser remains in the head of Arichanpin, also after the Gar of Ab going out. However, since this Or Choser is the complete darkness without light, without direct light, it's like darkness, because the direct light left him. Therefore, he is considered there in the Kilim of the head of Arichanpin like Solet, waste. And therefore he pushes him immediately out of the head, and in him remains a small point of impact on the skin of the head in the aspect hairs of the head. We now understand that the hairs of the head are. And see now it has been explained well to you about the material of the hairs of Arichampin from its source. He directs us to, and read carefully about this matter in test, lesson 13, page 1060, in Or Pnimi. The paragraph starts with Kutsin Vnimin. Kutsin are the kind of threads, and Nimin is another word for thread. Now is not the place to explain this, it's explained there. Because he also says this, here is not the place to go deeper into this. And see now, after the hair has been captured in the head of Arichampin, they immediately received the correction of the breaking of his step, as a tikkun of the second tzimtzum, by which every level, every partzuf, is as it were broken into two, by which the malchut of the partzuf of the hairs was risen to the place of his binah and his binah. Tiferet and malchut, and that we call the below part, completely left the aspect of the head of Arichampin, and went to the aspect of the body, because they spread till the chazeh in the body, and they are called the hairs of the beard of Arichampin. In the way that the two sferot Keter and Chochma of the partzuf of the hairs remain in the head of Arichampin and are called hairs of the head of Arichampin, while the three sferot, Bina, Tiferet, and Malchut, that had left the head of Arichampin have become, and hear carefully, the 13 corrections of the beard of Arichampin, which are the 13 attributes of mercy. That is explained in detail in Test Lesson 13 on page 1067, Ot 168, and further till the end of the Ot. And know that all the mochin of the shining of Chochmah from the partzufim of Atzalut are attached to the hairs of the beard, as mentioned above, that they fell in the body of Arichampin, as mentioned before. Then in all the partzufim of Atzalut there is only Vak, when there is no head. But in the time of Gadlut, the Arichampin lets the malchut of the hairs of the head descend to her place. This means to the end of the hairs of the beard, and then the hairs of the beard return to the aspect head of Arichampin and stand on one level with the hairs of the head and are corrected there, right and left, on the right side and on the left side, by which the end of the hairs of the head are considered the right side of Arichampin, where the side locks begins. And this is the right mitzapetz. And the end of the hairs of the beard are considered to be the left piyah of Arichampin, and that is the left mitzapetz. And by the rising of the hairs of the beard, the mochin of Vak are revealed. This means the shining of Chochmah without Hasidim in all the partzufim of Atzalut. That they are not the mochin of mercy yet, because Chochmah doesn't shine without covering of the Hasidim, and therefore they are called mitzapetz, which is the substitution of the name, 2 times the name Avaya, in the combination of the letters Aleph, Tav, Beit, Shin. As mentioned above, that teaches the mochin become gradually smaller. If we replace the letters above with letters below, the spiritual meaning that the mochin becomes smaller, like in the number of Tav, Shin, Reish, and Kuf. If we begin with the last letter to above, Tav, Shin, Reish, Kuf, then we can see that Tav is 400, Shin is 300, Reish is 200, and Kuf is 100. So from below to above it gets smaller. But the number of the alphabet of the holy language in direct line from above to below goes up. This means it increases from above to below. If you take the first four letters, Aleph is 1, Beit is 2, Gimel is 3, Dalet is 4, you can see it increases. So the Mochin increases as well. And afterwards, by Newman, lights of Hasidim are attracted. And the two names, Mitzapetz, become the two names Avaya, that stand for mercy. And they're the two names Avaya that precede the 13 attributes of mercy in the Torah. And then plenty will be given from the hairs of the beard of Arichampin, from Mochin of Gadlut to all parts of Fim of Atzalut, in essence of 13 attributes of mercy that contain all the Mochin of Gadlut. And this takes place for 6,000 years until the Gmar Tikkun.